It makes me uncomfortable to watch children toggle around on a leash.
People said, though, that, like, if they've got, like, 2 children, like Erin, who's on the podcast, she's like, I wish I had leashes at that point. I'm not a parent, so I don't know.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. Okay, and so this is why I made this TikTok, and I said, I fucking hate ranch dressing, but I'm not showing up to Hidden Valley Corporate being like, shut this bitch down because I hate ranch dressing.
I think we should talk about that. I love ranch dressing. Why do you hate it? Because it's full of shit.
Listen, I hate all the creamy whites.
Really?
Mayo.
I'm not
ranch.
a mayo person, but I do like avocado mayo.
No.
It's lighter.
I don't care. It still has mayo in it.
Got it.
Mayo, ranch, sour cream.
I'm not a big sour cream person.
Oh my god, no! If it's a substance that looked like it could,
what about
maybe.
cottage cheese or
no.
like Greek yogurt?
Greek yogurt I can do. Cottage cheese is a texture thing for me.
Oh my god, I love cottage cheese.
But the dressings and the dipping sauces that look like they may have a secret mayo in there, absolutely fucking not. I think it's the most disgusting thing of all time.
Oh my god, my nephew, this is actually disgusting. He used to eat like macaroni and cheese and like douse it in ranch dressing.
No, that's okay. So here's my fucking problem with you fucking ranch dressing people. You guys aren't just like, it's not just like a light drizzle on a fucking salad.
It's like
you guys are like, how much of this fucking bottle can I? Use the other food item as a vessel to shovel the ranch dressing into your face.
If there's a piece of pizza, it's not just like a little dip.
No.
It's like a scoop.
No, so you might as well just put a fucking straw in the bottle, and that's the most disgusting thing to me.
Don't put it past me.
I'm like, no. And all these dressings, I think they could have a secret mayo ingredient, and I just
can't. They've got a lot of hidden natural flavors.
Yeah. Which, you know what I learned that natural flavors are? They get them from beaver butts, like the anal glands of beaver.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
But also natural flavors can mean a lot of things. I think it's just a law that they have to put that on if they've got, like, there's so many random things that natural flavors can mean.
But there is a vanilla natural flavors. I mean, that comes from the anal glands of like a beaver.
And I'm sure we all love it. It's great.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in, I don't know. But anyways, that's my stance on the fucking
leash.
The leash and the fucking ranch. And
listen, we're not parents. We don't know. I just would rather not resort to leashing my kids.
That's all I was saying.
At this
but
point
again,
in my life.
like, I just don't. Can I just have an opinion? You know, I'm not. If you're internalizing that so aggressively that you need to come back at me and tell me to be fucking for real and like whatever else these people are saying. This is clearly, you need to look internally and decide which part of your like history I just triggered.
You know what? The internet, though, you can hide behind username 576543321 and you can say whatever you want because your username. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah. And like some of my very good friends are moms with lots of kids. And like I don't even think I could do it. I don't know that I want that job. I'm not interested in that job. Like, I'm not sitting here claiming to be above that at all. Like, I don't even think I could do it. That wasn't the fucking point. I admire these women that have kids and do 10 million things.
And like keep a clean house and cook dinner and all of these things that like as a single mom of 2 dogs, essentially, with Darius, like I'm like today on the way here, I was like, do we want to cook dinner tonight? Do we just want to order in? Like, I'm like, I don't even want to do anything.
I have 0 children. I have 0 dependents. I claim 0 dependents. And I still am like, can barely get my fucking laundry done.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not claiming to be above any of it. I just had an opinion. I literally was like, I feel like that housewife that's like, that's my opinion. Like, that's literally how I feel anytime I post something on the internet and these people fire fucking back at me.
No.
What are we accomplishing in the comment section by doing that? I go to the comment section because I want to laugh or I want a recommendation.
Listen, because people they're full, like, I think the internet is where people like look for opinions. Like, not only to give theirs, but also to like see other people's opinions. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but have you ever scrolled and you saw something and you're like, fuck that, I don't agree with that at all. And you're just like, okay. And you just keep,
I'm not fighting.
Going.
I don't have the energy. Because I'm like, what am I going to accomplish by like fighting you right now? Nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
I don't think we've talked about this, but we posted that snippet of me being like, men are the inferior species. And some woman.
Yes.
What was her name? I can't remember.
Sue?
You can find her in the comment section. It was like Marie. It was like, I'm not even identifying her as a woman. Her name was fully identifying her as a woman. It was like Brittany or something.
It's probably a man.
And first of all, her TikTok profile photo is an American flag. So like already
Says a lot, no judgment.
I've lost.
Yeah.
But she like commented and was like, this is so fucking ridiculous. I'm so sick of seeing this. men and women like shouldn't be compared. Women could never go to war, or like women don't go to war. Like men
But they
obviously like that. Right. So then that's the only reason I responded, because I was just like, hold on a second. Imagine being this woman who's like a woman, or at least seemingly a woman, defending a man so aggressively that she is now taking her own species and just demoralizing it by saying. So I just responded and I was like, actually, sis, like, just so you know, since the creation of modern warfare, women have been going to war. And then like,
her mindset though is like the women stay at home and the men go fight to war. Like that's her mindset. So like you telling her something different, she's just like, you're stupid. Like she thinks that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, so I like gave her an example back of like women going to war, and I was like, but yeah, anyways, check out the podcast, you know, like
tell us what you
fucking fired back at me and was like, you're the one who's saying that. They obviously couldn't go to war and fight like men can, blah blah blah. And I was like, what are we talking about?
She
here?
totally took what you said and was like, here's my opinion, but I'm gonna say you said it.
Yeah,
do you know what 100%. I mean? Like
and
the gaslighting shit where you're just like, you're fucking psycho.
I just can't imagine being a female or identifying as a female or whatever in this day and age and not just fucking being like, you got it, sis. Like backing up another woman, female, or someone
You'd
identifies as.
You'd be surprised how many people are like that. Like literally in the
because
world, on the internet.
You want to know what? This hypothetical man that you're defending ain't going to the fucking comment section of any post and defending your bitch ass.
No.
And he's not.
He's probably not even going to go to war.
He's not going to war. And he's also not, while he's sitting around with his group of guy friends shooting the shit about women, is not defending your bitch ass either. So now you just look like an idiot.
Yes. Amen.
So sorry. But
amen.
I'm like, this is why I hate. I hate social media for lots of reasons.
Okay, can I tell you what I'm hating on social media right now?
Yes.
Okay, so we hate what I eat in a day.
Yeah.
But now, people who were before, like, I'm not going to do what I eat in a day, now they're prefacing with, like, just so you know, everybody is different, and this is what I eat, but it's only a tip, like, it's only one day. And I'm like, why are you prefacing? Like, don't share it.
Why
but now there's a whole other, like, excuse around it. Because it's trending. Like when I look at people's stats and I'm like, oh, like what I eat in a day got like 700,000 views and your post about whatever got 5 views, whatever. Yeah. It's like a very big difference. And I'm like, so now you know that's trending, so you're going to post about it with a caveat that I'm only posting like this is not a certain day. Some days I eat like bagels and French fries and whatever, but like today is really healthy. Like why are you even sharing?
Point? Yeah.
Right.
What's the point?
100%. It's weird.
It's fucking clickbait, but like in the sense of it being clickbait, it's also very harmful to like
and toxic.
Yes,
but people are still sharing it with this like star, or like now they're doing like what I eat in a day as a high protein female athlete, teacher, instructor, and I have a 9 to 5. And I'm like,
and you're like, we've already this. Then don't, you shouldn't even be sharing that at all because no one else fits that demographic.
You
but you're
crazy
other
ass.
People. Yeah, like. No, it's
something I'm noticing more and more of like all the people who originally I was like I really like them. I like that they share their recipes, they share their morning routines, whatever. But now they're starting to share what I eat in a day because it trends and it helps them grow. But I'm like, don't.
I think this is why I hate social media so much because I can't be this person that hops on these fucking like trends of because
when you have something to say,
and I just don't want to. It's not genuine to me to like pretend to be this person who like thinks that you give a fuck what I'm putting on to head to the gym in the morning. You know, like I just like it makes me feel ick. You know,
I think there's a way. I think I was listening to this podcast. It was a Skinny Confidential with the founder of. I'm going to think of it, but a PR company. And she was like, I think the internet more and more, the users and the people who are the consumers of social media are able to suss out bullshit much quicker now.
Yeah.
So like, but I think it's funny because yes, while they might be able to like find the bullshit, they also follow the bullshit.
Oh, 100%.
And they like uplift the people who are like I just saw someone be like, this got snatched. This got my waist snatched in a week. And I'm like, dude, give me it. Like, I'd love it too. Like, let's fucking go.
Send it to my
But
inbox,
I'm like,
then.
no, it's not. Like, I think there's this, like, it's almost like we don't want to see the bullshit and we don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
We'd rather just, like, lean into the bullshit. But I think when you're authentic online, people like that more.
Yeah, no. for sure. But playing off of, I'm going to get to this, and then I'm going to ask you how you are. I promise we're going to get to that.
I forgot about that.
But playing off of the snatch waist and it'll do this and yada, yada, yada. So I've been seeing, so we've talked about like the Ozempic thing before in the past. I've been seeing this company, off the top of my head, I can't think of what it is. It's like Whip, something with a W, something like that. They're literally like, you were denied an Ozempic prescription from your prescriber because you're either too thin or like you don't meet the qualifications, or whatever, but you're looking to lose 10 pounds. No worries. We'll write you a script. And their advertisement is like Ozempic or tirzepatide compounded like blah, 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 blah for, just that 10 pounds, no gym required, like all this. And I'm looking at this thing. I got so deep. I signed up for the email list, not because I'm interested, but because I was like, I got to see like what these fucking people are sending out. Because they're literally being like, if you just want to like lose that 10 pounds, no problem. Like come.
If you're already too thin, keep going.
And I can see how people can be like, but I am just trying to lose that 10 pounds, blah, blah. But then again, if you're only just trying to lose the 10 pounds, let me tell you how easy a simple diet and a workout is.
Listen, it's the same thing as, I'm going to call it out, Array, Tone, where they cross out bulk and they literally put tone. It's like, it's bad to be bulky, but it's good to be toned. What the fuck does toned mean,
toned
by the way?
Doesn't mean it.
And they literally said, like, you're literally fear-mongering people. Like, you're saying that bulky is bad, and people already think like lifting heavy is going to make me bulky.
I know.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
But now you're fear-mongering them that like you don't want to be bulky, so don't lift, don't go to the gym, just
take
use this and be toned. It's bullshit.
No, it is. But
and then every
influencer
on the internet is got their TikTok link.
They call it faux Zempic.
Yeah, exactly.
That fucking sends me over the edge. Faux Zempic.
And they're like, and I'm taking this, and I've got my snatched waist. So what consumer isn't like, wow, I want to look like that bitch, so I'm going to get on this Array toned because I don't want to be bulky.
I want everybody that's posting like, all I'm doing is taking this Array and I'm looking like this. I would like a uninterrupted video of your start to end of your day.
Have a camera. Also, I also saw a video about another influencer, kind of calling out another influencer, but who's selling like green powders and is like, you're going to lose all this weight by my green powders. And it's like, pretty sure you probably were on an Ozempic or a GLP-1, but you're saying you got it from green powder. So now, similar to like the girl, whatever, who said she had cancer and got all these followers, the whole, that
whole thing.
Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
But it's like you're literally selling a story of what you did, but not telling the truth.
Did you know there was more than one girl that apple cider vinegar? Same story, same fucking story. Different girl.
See, this is the bullshit that people can believe online.
It's called like the world's most something Instagram, like
hated Instagram or something.
Like professional con artist Instagram or something
That's
like
crazy.
that. And it's the same thing. She told people that she had cancer. Okay, it's one thing to lie and say that you lost 25 pounds.
But cancer, it's like
because
real
you went to
shit.
the fucking gym. It's another thing to say I have cancer and I cured it with this green smoothie.
Yeah.
And you don't actually have fucking cancer. That's crazy to me.
It's psychotic. And it's sad because you've got these other people who are like, I'm not going to go get treatment. I'm going to have a green smoothie.
And I've seen them. I've worked with these people like when I was in the functional medicine realm that were like had metastatic cancer or like pretty advanced cancer that were like, I'm not interested in getting any radiation from a CT scan, so I'm just gonna not do that and I'll come here and I'll just get IVs instead. And I'm like, sis, the damage is already done. Like, we don't got to worry about your radioactive exposure. Like, you already have cancer, number one. Number two, like, here's the thing, is like, I'm all about preventative medicine and like, I think that we should invest more in that. I think that like, things should be covered by insurance that aren't. Like, I think that, like, if you want a gym membership, that should be covered by insurance. I think that there are certain things that we should offer. And I think that we as a country, we do very much heavily focus on big pharma and less on 100%. 1,000 times. I'll be the first one to say, like, you go to your doctor and you're like, I have high blood pressure. And they're like,
here's a pill.
Here's your beta blocker. They don't ask you anything else about your fucking life. So I'm 100% with it. However, we, especially right now in this country, are so straying away from like medicine that it's becoming almost nutty. Like, we made it this far in the realm and people are staying alive longer and like we're doing all these things because like traditional medicine
I think that people,
has got us there.
It's the same thing as like fear, like the fearmonger thing, where they're like, don't, like, oh, you've got all of these like functional or integrative medicine people who are like, don't do that, don't do it. And it's like, I always say, I think traditional medicine has a place.
100%.
But that doesn't mean that you should just go to your doctor and let them give you a million pills.
100%.
And think that that's going to solve it.
And it's a broken system for sure. 100% in this country, healthcare is a broken system, and we know that, and we've proved it time and time again. But like the fact that like people go to school for 12 years to like take care of you, and you can't even like look at that person and trust them anymore is just crazy. And it happened to us all the time during COVID. Like people would come in and they'd be like, I read this thing on the internet, I want such and such drug, you need to give it to me now. And we were like, I used to always use the example, I would say like if your fucking sink was broken, you would call a plumber. And if that plumber told you like you need a new sink, you'd be like, fuck, I need a new sink. But like you're going to medical professionals for medical related things, and they're like, here's the course of treatment, or here's like how this is going to go.
No,
and you're like, I'm going to listen to Joe Schmo on the internet instead, who has no credentials.
That's the whole, like, let's wrap it back around. Like, that's the whole thing. These influencers and people online are selling you shit and you're believing it versus a professional who, like, even like the, like, you know, the nutrition coaches or things like that versus a dietitian.
Yeah.
You know, like, know your sources. I do think the internet and influencers and everybody has great tips and great things to teach us.
Sure.
But also at the same time, like, as a human, know what you're consuming. Like, know what you're looking at. And then also, like, if you don't trust your doctor, then, like, that's a problem. Like, I had a doctor, may he rest in peace now, but he...
May he rest in peace.
He was like, yeah, like you feel great, like stay on these anxiety medications. And I was like, but I feel like I have the tools in my tool belt now that like I can at least lower my dose.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, like you feel good because of the medicine, like stay on this dose. And I knew in my gut, I was like, I don't want to stay on it. Like I do feel good, but I also got on it at a point that was like a really deep, dark place. And now I feel like I've got mindfulness tools, I've got breath work tools, I've got yoga, like whatever it was at that time. And I knew it wasn't right. So I ended up going somewhere else to say, okay, I'd like to adjust my medicine. And they were like, great, let's like talk about lowering it. Like, let's talk about what you're going to feel, whatever. But like, that's because I knew myself. I wasn't listening to the influencers that went cold turkey because you really shouldn't go cold turkey on anxiety.
No, a lot of SSRIs and things, like the biggest like refractory thing from stopping them altogether is suicidal ideation and actual suicide. So like, there's a reason. I think I agree. And I guess my only piece of advice would be is if you're working with a physician or a team or like whatever, and they're giving you advice or instruction or prescriptions and you're like, I don't know about this, then maybe go talk to somebody else and get a second opinion. But like the fact that we are losing all of faith in medicine as a whole is insane, because I will sit here and tell you that like firsthand, I know that we have gotten too good at keeping human beings alive. Too good. Like there are patients that I had taken care of in the ICU that I was like, you should be dead already. And not because like, but it's just like, you know.
But
like,
I think also like, think of what voices speak louder especially on like the internet side. Do you know what I mean? It's also
not cheaper to invest in all these functional things. Like,
I think it's about
cheap.
like it's balance. It's the same with like nutrition. It's the same with exercise. It's like finding that medium level of like, you know, like you don't have to go over exercise. You don't need to sit and be a lump on a log. You don't need to eat all the cookies in the cookie jar, but you also don't need to eat none.
Yeah.
You don't need to do all traditional medicine only, and you don't need to do all functional medicine only. Like, it's finding that, like, balance for you, what's going on in your life.
And I don't, in my honest opinion, I don't think we are ever going to have it 100. I don't think we are always going to have our hormones 100% regulated. No. I do not think that we are going to reach this peak of health where, like, everything is 100% going the way that it needs to be going. There are too many outside influential environmental experience, mental factors that you are never going to be. So this like idea that we're chasing this like perfect version of health and like shunning traditional medicine because we couldn't possibly use it to get to this like version of health is just like, I struggle with that concept.
That's also like I feel like we always should be striving to be better and be our best, but I think that looks different for every single person.
Yeah.
And I think that like that is where traditional medicine sometimes is like a one size fits all, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it your own.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
and I know it's exhausting in a lot of these things, but it's different because we have ChatGPT now. But like, if you're like, seriously though, like if you really want to take this supplement and you're like, I think it's like whatever, go and find yourself a piece of published research, copy and paste that shit into ChatGPT and be like, tell me what the fuck this is saying. And like, do your own. These people just sign off on doing all this shit, and I'm like, you don't even know what the fuck it is that you're doing.
ChatGPT is a real wild beast.
It is, but I'm saying like for people that I can read a research study and understand.
I cannot.
Right. So for somebody
does
like
dumb it down.
That's what I mean. Like paste it in and be like, literally dumb this down for me, and like it'll give you the keynotes in a language that you can understand if you're not medical. You know.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know. Whatever. It's strange times.
Well, how you doing?
Now that we just went on a 20-minute rant, I'm good. So it's my grandma's birthday today. She's dead.
Oh, may she rest in peace.
May she rest in peace. I realized that this morning. I was like sitting at Thomas's counter and I was like, oh, it's my grandma's birthday. Because it came up on Facebook. I still write on her Facebook wall every year. Is that weird? It's been like 3 years. And I was like, oh, and then like I opened the Facebook, irrationally hysterical. Like I was like such a fucking mess this morning. Like it's like one of those things that like you forget about it until you don't.
Yeah.
You know? And
my grandma's birthday was last week, actually. But my mom always goes to the cemetery to visit her. Does your mom or dad do that?
My grandma's in a drawer because...
Cremated.
No, she's in a like a Italian marble
yes, you said
drawer.
that. Yes.
She was like, I don't want the bugs crawling on me. And I'm like, same sister, save me a spot right under you.
Isn't she in a...
It's like a mausoleum or something. Yeah. So they do. Also, my grandma's like very Italian. Well, they were very Italian. And... they always had this joke about the Olive Garden because you know how the Olive Garden. So every year on her birthday, they go to Olive Garden.
I love that. Darius does that too for his birthday. We do that for his birthday.
So I texted my mom this morning. She's like, yeah, we're heading to the Olive Garden.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, it just was, I don't know. I haven't experienced a ton of loss like that, which I've been very lucky because I'm 32 and I feel like a lot of people at this age can't say that.
Yeah.
But I have a ton of cousins. My mom's side of the family is huge, and I have a ton of cousins, but, like, that lady was my lady. And, like, we were very close. And, like, she would, like, call me and be like, I was at Lord & Taylor's today. Do you remember Lord & Taylor?
Yeah, of course. Some of our listeners may not.
And it was always Lord & Taylor's, you know, in Walmart's. She's like, I was at Lord & Taylor's today, and I saw this dress that I would totally buy for your wedding. Like, that was the kind of...
Yeah.
So, when she died, that was I was not well.
Have you or would you ever do like a medium to like see if you could?
Thomas said it goes to me this morning. He goes, I'm an empath, which he entirely is.
Yeah.
He will like spend time with somebody who's like going through it and he is like emotionally tanked after.
Yeah.
And I said, right. And he's like, do you want to like have like a seance or something? And maybe I can. I was like, you're an empath. You're not a fucking medium. Like, what do you mean? He was like, well, I was just thinking maybe we could. I said, no.
Light the candles.
Fucking thank you. Also, it's like 9 a.m. on a fucking Sunday. We're not having a seance in your fucking living room. But my mom went to a medium after just because I think she needed some closure.
Yeah.
And I love when she talks about it because she's like, well, my mom came through. She always says that. She came through. And I forget what she said. She said I'd have to ask my mom, but she said something that my mom was like, that is fucking something that my mom would say. So like she knew that it was whatever. So I don't know, maybe someday. It just was like, it's just a weird, like it doesn't bother me any other time.
Yeah.
And like she passed in a month on the month to the day before her 94th birthday.
That's amazing.
So like
93 years is incredible.
That day, and that happened like a month ago, and that day didn't bother me. And then all of a sudden today, I was like,
because it's that reminder.
Yeah, I was like, man.
Yeah.
So I had like an emotional morning. But other than that, I started a new job this past week.
And how's it going?
It's fucking so lovely. It's fucking so lovely. The people are the like nicest, most lovely human beings.
And you're in person, yeah?
Of all time. Yes. And they're like, I've just never been in an environment, or at least in a very long time, where someone's like, do you have a question? Do you need to ask me again? Do you need to ask me a ninth time? We're happy to answer you. And I'm like, so they're lovely. Right now it's a temporary gig, but it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's like what you need right now, too.
Yeah, my day ends at 3:30. I was out at 1 o'clock on Friday. I was like...
Summer Friday.
Yeah, like it just is, it's good. So it's been like a good week. It's been whatever. And then I just had a weird morning this morning. But anyways.
Well, I want to say on your grandma, so I went to a medium for my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
well, not for my grandma. I just went to be like, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
And I like, at first I was like, I don't know who she's going to say, like whatever. And she's like, I'm getting an S. My grandma's name was Shirley. She's like, and she keeps showing me cards. She lived in Vegas and was like the biggest like card
Gambler.
game player, like whatever. So she was like, she keeps showing me cards,
I
laughing
love an
and like
old lady gambler.
wanting to play. Yeah. Like, and literally when she said it, I was like, it's definitely my grandma.
Yeah.
And she said red cherries, like something red with cherry pie or something. And I was like, I don't fucking know. And after that, I always see cardinals. Like cardinals that maybe a week later came, like 2 cardinals came on my like balcony, and I was like, what are you doing here? And they're bright red. And I was like, now every time I see a cardinal, I think of my grandma.
You're like, it's that lady.
It's 100%. And then Darius's brother and his fiance gave me a gift unknowingly, like a Christmas gift, and it was cardinals all over it. I was like, that's weird.
You're like, yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in it. Like, there's some bullshit out there that
for
they'll
sure, but
tell you
like-
like what you want to hear. But people are like, they definitely did research on you before, and I'm like,
No, they didn't. No one
first
has
of all,
that kind of fucking time.
No one has that time. And second of all, like she could have thrown out a random letter, and I could have been like, I don't know. She did say like B, and I was thinking about my Uncle Barry, and she was like, but he's just kind of there and not saying anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's exactly how he was. He was everywhere, but never said anything.
never, yeah.
And I was like, so I felt it, like you can feel it. And sometimes with people, you're like, they're complete bullshit. And I'm like,
Yeah, it is like so. I've seen the Long Island Medium live.
in like with
Not
you
for
or
me.
okay,
She
okay.
did like a big show in
Yeah.
Rochester. I went because I had this really good guy friend, and I used to have all these really good guy friends, and then they would all get girlfriends, and then seemingly we wouldn't be friends anymore. It was like a
Shocking.
really big trend in my
Yeah.
life. I'm like, I don't understand why we can't still like coexist, but okay. So I had this really good friend in college. He had tickets to the Long Island Medium. He was going to take his mom because she was a big like.
Yeah.
And that lady, she's got the hair
Yeah,
and like the whole fucking thing.
She's a character.
She is. And anyways, something happened last minute. His mom couldn't go. So he was like, I have these fucking tickets. You just want to go with me? And I was like, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it was the strange. I mean, like, she's definitely putting on a show. And like some of it, I'm like, are these people in the audience where they just like, they came along with the crew and they're
Yeah.
supposed to be here? But like, then there was one, and honestly, it was so traumatic that I was like, I don't think I want to do this
Yeah.
again. But this woman was saying, she was like, the medium was saying, she could feel like there was something sitting on her chest, like something was like really heavy on her chest, like, and it was like a great loss and like whatever. And then this like woman like puts her hand up and she says that like she had a baby and the baby was like dead on when it was born,
so
and they
sad.
put her like on her chest after. And like I guess so she was born like peri-dead, so not like all the way dead, and then they like knew that she wasn't gonna make it, and they put her on mom's chest, and that's where she died. And I was just like, that is just like a
Devastating.
weird fucking coincidence of a
Yeah.
thing to say, and that's also not something I think that you would volunteer to show up and be like. It's not like you show up and you're like, yeah, that's my Uncle Bill, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're not just being like, yeah, that's my dead baby, like.
Yeah.
So that was like weird, and then that kind of freaked me out, and I was like, I don't know that I need to like.
Yeah. No,
know,
it's
but-
some of it is weird where you're like, wow, that like is how did they know that?
Yeah, it is
It's
strange.
intense. What about hypnotism? Like when I was growing up, all these like kids would have like a hypnotist at their birthday party, and they'd be like, sleep, and the girl.
If there was
then they'd be
somebody
like,
that
dance.
could come to my home and make me go to sleep, sign me, give me.
No, I think
I'll
there's
take
like
the number.
a thing you like count down, and then they're like, sleep.
Yeah,
and then
no,
you're-
I
and
would
used
love-
I used to think people were acting, but it was like real. And then they'd be like, dance, and they'd do funny shit.
Come to my house, have me be asleep,
I'll find
wake
one
me up
for
in
you.
72 hours.
If anybody's a hypnotist, let
is
us
what
know.
I'm looking for. I'm looking for a 72-hour rest. If there's anyone out there who can provide that, send me a hotline. I'll send you
Pretty
a Venmo.
sure we could just give you like that, like thing to sleep. You know, like when you're under surgery.
General anesthesia. Yeah. Right, yeah, we absolutely could. Let me tell you, a
I got
couple
you.
cc's of propofol
I got
put me in
you.
a nice, I don't know
Don't
who's going to
worry.
monitor me. I'll leave you
I got you.
instructions.
Me.
Yeah,
Me and Thomas.
I'm going to leave you
We'll
instructions.
call Darius over. 3 of us
He
together.
asked me today, he was like, are you and Jordan recording with a guest? And I was like, not today. And he was like, oh, so did you want
me to be there.
me to be there? And then
I do think we need a like.
he walked me to the
significant
car.
other.
He got in my car. He said, all right, you ready? I said, where are we going? He's like, we got a podcast record. I said, you're not coming. He said, I'm going to call Darius. I said, yeah, you do that. Go ahead.
Next episode, we have to have all 4 of us.
Oh,
I think they'll be so good. Maybe not, but like. Our number one fans,
really
though,
don't know.
truly.
Yeah, no, they're great, 100%. But yeah, I don't know how. It'd have to be really structured.
Yeah. These are the questions we're asking, and do not answer anything
and
else.
submit your answers ahead of time, so they can be
Please let us
approved
know
and or
what you're
denied.
saying.
Because I don't know
Yeah.
that it's gonna work out for them. But anyways,
Yeah.
all over the place.
Okay, I had also a friend listen to the podcast episode, and she was like, I love dick pics. She's like, I have a folder of dick pics.
But was there more to that?
I think she needs to come on and explain herself because she was listening and she was like, I literally love them.
But she didn't give any other explanation as to why. It's simply just a joy.
I think it's like a turn on.
pleasure for her.
Yeah, like a turn on.
Okay. I can't. Yeah, it's really not.
No, not for me either. But she was like, power to the penis for her.
I guess. Are you watching The White Lotus?
Of course I am.
Speaking of penis,
That was prosthetic.
I know.
Oh.
Which is upsetting.
Yeah, because he talked about it on the air. But you know what else is trending? And I'm like obsessed with it? Like Buddhism.
Yeah. You want to live in Taiwan? That was so funny because
Piper,
they're
no.
in Thailand.
I
When she
know.
said, you want to move to Taiwan? No, I fucking love that lady.
I don't know how they were so serious. Like, I would love to see the outtakes of that. Like, do you ever watch bloopers or whatever?
Yes,
because
yes.
I would love to just see them, like, peeing their pants crying.
She's great. Someone was saying that they didn't think that this season had like a star character or like a love. It's her.
100%
It's her 100%. Because I agree. At first I was kind of like, and now, so here's the thing. I think this might be the last season of The White Lotus. Like, I don't think
Like,
it's,
how many more times can you do the same type
we're
of
telling
thing?
the same story with
Yeah.
like a little slight twist. And it's just kind of like, I think this might be the last season. But that was also what they were saying.
Are you caught up on Yellow Jackets, too?
No, I'm behind on Yellow Jackets.
Okay, because I think this has to be the last season of Yellow Jackets, too.
Really?
I mean, truthfully, again, when you're...
How long can they be lost?
Yeah, like how long can they be lost? And then they do the same things, and you know, you're killing this and doing this and mystery on this and it's getting to a point where you're like, all right, just like you found and you're all fucked up because you lived on an island for a while.
Yeah.
You know? Same with like White Lotus. It's like the same thing where you're like, all right, we get it.
We get
Someone's
it.
gonna die.
We got it. We
but
need
I
to move on.
love reading the conspiracy theories of what people think is gonna happen next.
For White Lotus?
Like who's, because you know the gun scene at the end, like who's shooting.
Yeah. Well, also that younger brother is I read is going to be, because did you watch the most recent episode?
Oh, where he kissed his.
Yeah. I watched. I always say this. I was reading. I watched an interview that he did, and he was like, going forward for the rest of the season, he's going to be like a totally different character now.
Well, I feel like he got like some confidence in him.
Yeah, like it's going to be a whole different, he's playing a whole different person than he was playing at the beginning of the season.
It'll be very interesting.
So, yeah, that was a very uncomfortable thing to...
Very, very much like, what?
I don't know why that bothers me so much. But I was
Because
because
there were some incest vibes in it.
Yeah.
And so now you're like,
and then they just really took it home with that one.
Like, this is weird.
Yeah, no.
I know they were all like on drugs and stuff like that, but I was like, this is just...
I really don't do what, like, I loved Euphoria.
I didn't watch that.
There was a lot of like rapey stuff on there.
Yeah.
I can't. It makes me so uncomfortable.
So, yeah.
Like I literally have to like look away, or I have to pause and then fast forward. Like I can't.
Yeah.
It really bothers me. Or what was that? 13 Reasons. Remember that show on Netflix? The girl that killed herself. That one too made me really uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable because it's like I watch a lot of Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
But you never really like see it.
Yes,
it just like cuts out.
Yeah.
But it is like it's so sad because it's not far off from shit that happens in this world.
And you're like, it's just, you feel like it has nothing to do with you, but you feel like helpless almost.
Yeah.
Like I had one of my friends text me a couple of days ago and she's like, have you ever watched The Handmaid's Tale? And I was like, yes. And she was like, is it good? And I was like, honestly, people loved it, but it was so uncomfortable for me to watch sometimes because same thing. It's a lot of like aggressive, like rape, like and I'm just like, something about it.
Did you watch Twin Flames, that documentary?
What's it about?
It's like a cult, but like not a cult kind of thing.
I
Like
fucking
it is
love
a
a cult
cult.
documentary.
Okay, so you should watch Twin Flames because it is a cult. But they're coming out now with like the founders, the leaders are coming out now with documentary on like how they're not a cult, but they like had couples. They like have couples who are twin flames, and they'd basically be like, I don't think you're a female. You're meant to be a male. And then, like, can you imagine someone else telling you you're meant to be a different sex without you thinking it? Like, because
it's already hard enough for someone's psyche to feel like a different sex than they currently are. Now imagine you're like, I fully feel female, and someone's like, you're a boy. You know, you'd be like, wait a second.
But they're not. They're like, they transition. And so, like, obviously this got brought to light in this Twin Flame documentary, but now they're interviewing, like a newscaster or whatever is interviewing the two leaders, like husband and wife.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we are very LGBTQ plus, you know, supportive. And she's like, but don't you think that that community would also be like, you're now telling people what sex they are, versus allowing people to say, no, I'm this, no matter what way you're at. It's very bizarre.
Well, the whole notion of the entire LGBTQ plus community is that you should be able to be whoever you feel you 100%. Are. So it's like the direct, actual opposite of.
It was a very interesting interview to listen to on TikTok, but also it's a very interesting.
I fucking hate TikTok, and then I'm like, but how would I get all of this information in short tidbits? I need things summarized.
Yes, exactly.
I'm a gal on the go. I need it.
Honestly, I don't even have time to watch the news in the morning, so then I'll like scroll and I'm like, oh, ABC 7 on TikTok. Okay, great. I saw this. Great. Next.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, these people are
missing.
Wait,
did you hear the thing about the pyramids?
Yes. Okay, but I saw some person who was like, I knew this. He was like, there's a book about this that already called this out.
Well, he's got to send me the book because I didn't know that this is. Do you think it was the aliens? What's your perspective on the pyramids?
Well, someone said it's energy. Like it's an energy.
But like, so there's a theory that like the pyramids a million years ago, like the Egyptians could have never built those. It could have never been a thing. Like then there was like theories that they just appeared one day and that like extraterrestrials are like fucking with us and like this whole thing. So like for the longest time people were like, it's the aliens. But then I'm like, how the fuck?
Listen, I believe in aliens. Like we are not the only beings here. Do I think that they look like whatever, you know, like one finger.
I don't care what they look like, but if they'd like to come pick me up, I will be waiting outside.
Come get us. But like 100%, like they're out there. We are not the only species that
you know how
roam
naive that would be
universe.
To think that like in the entire universe 100%. It's just us chilling on this planet.
But I do think I don't know if it was Egyptians. I don't know if it was before Egyptians. Like, you know, when you keep digging lower and lower and lower and lower, like more and more gets like unraveled. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who it was. Like, no one will know, whatever, but there's clues. Like, we have to keep looking because those clues come out. You know, like, at first they didn't know what hieroglyphics. They didn't know what those were.
Yeah.
And then they were able to, like, decode what they were saying.
Yeah. But the thing is that the technology that is under these pyramids is so far advanced from, like, what they would have had access to is the whole point.
Yeah, but, like...
But they've been there for so long.
We don't know that, like... They didn't think of, like, I don't know. There's no way that aliens were like, zoop. Maybe they were. I don't know. That's the weird, crazy thing about it.
I know. That's the other, I got down a hole, talk about TikTok. I got down a fucking hole about this the other night. My friend texted me, she's like, you hear what's going on with the pyramids? I was like, no, I haven't seen it. And then I was like,
it's crazy.
I'm laying in bed scrolling. Thomas's like head is over my shoulder. The two of us are like.
Yeah, because it's pretty insane.
No, it is. And I can't believe. I don't know. I'm upset. They're leaving me here.
The aliens?
Yeah.
Listen, do an alien call.
How do you think I'd do that?
I don't know.
There's got to be. I'll Google it on TikTok.
Something on the internet with the pyramids will tell you how to call the aliens in.
Yeah, because I'm ready to be lifted. I'm ready to be lifted.
Did you hear the astronauts that were stuck in space came down to Earth?
Yes. And have we talked about this whole astronaut thing? Let me tell you something. So I used to take this poll. I used to ask people, it's just like...
Do you want to be an astronaut?
No. People that I've never met in my life, just because I fucking like to be a dick. I'd be like, how long realistically do you think that you could last in outer space? Realistically. You're heading up for a mission.
Like, I'm an astronaut, not me, myself.
Not you. You have the skills and the training.
I mean, I don't know, forever? Don't you bring enough supplies that you can last like a long time?
There's absolutely, I'm telling you, I'm up there for 72 hours and then I'm up there for 24 hours, we're turning this thing around and I'm going back home. There's no fucking way.
But what if you've got like things you need to do up there?
I don't care.
You're on a mission.
No.
Doesn't it take you anyway like 3 days to get up there?
It took them 18 hours or something to fall in that. Did you know that's how they get down?
Yeah, you fall into the ocean.
With like fucking parachutes in this metal tube. There's
and then,
absolutely no way
and then
I would ever sign up to do this.
No, I would never be an astronaut. It's fucking freaky. It's real. I think it'd be
also,
really
did you see that poor woman that was up there? She's aged like 9 lifetimes since she's been up there.
No, but I think it'd be cool to be like anti-gravity, but I think you can do that in other places. Like I think other places can like have that experience for you, like fakely,
Yeah.
not in outer space, would it be really
Seal
cool?
me in a fucking vacuum and I'll bounce around for a little while.
Would
and
it
then
be
I'm
really
out.
cool to like see Earth? Sure.
Sure.
Am I signing up with like Elon Musk to go to the moon and back? No, thank you. I don't need that trip for
I'm
myself.
not signing up with that guy to get coffee and
But
back.
I think, but
Number
I think
one.
that these astronauts, like, it's like that's their job. They love this.
I know
shit.
that. Okay, but here's the thing. So they were supposed to be up there for 7 days.
Yeah, and then
Could
they got
you
stuck.
imagine them being like, you're heading, we'll see you in a week, and then all of a sudden you're up there and they're like, just kidding.
No, I think I would have a panic attack and
First
probably
of
die
all-
out there. I'd be like, just open the door and let me go.
I would never pass the level of psychiatric evaluation you need to even get on this mission to start. Like, let's just start there. There's
I'm
no
way too
way.
anxious.
They would be like, you fucking can't even look at the aircraft.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even go near it. Don't even think about it. Don't put on the suit. Like,
Yeah.
you're not invited. But let alone, you think you're going up there for a week and then 9 months later?
Yeah, no. I would cry.
9 months
I also think
later?
I would have died. Like my panic attacks would be so bad that I probably would have died.
No, how do you stay
Because
calm? What
also
do you
there was no promise that they would come back.
And there's no fucking sense of time up there. Like, it's dark all the time.
And also like you're now with your one buddy. Like, hey dude.
Yeah, and like at some point you're just like, I fucking hate you. You know, we've been
Yeah.
up here for so long.
You're like, I think when you're sleeping, I'm gonna open the door and push you out.
and push you out because I can't look at you again for another day.
No, it's pretty freaky to me.
But the answers that people give, sometimes people are like, I think I could stay up there a couple weeks. I'm like, no, you fucking couldn't.
If my mission was however long and I had to stay up there, then I knew that. Would I freak the fuck out if it was supposed to be up there 3 days and now I'm up there 3 months?
and then
Fuck
they were like,
yes.
you're coming back in December. And then December comes and they're like, just kidding, gonna be March. And you're like,
I mean,
absolutely not.
It freaked me the fuck out. I would cry probably every day. And you're communicating with people on Earth, like, just can we trade places right now? Because I don't want to talk to you.
understand. I've read about this so many times, and like I'm a pretty intelligent person. I still don't understand. Like I get, so there has to be some sort of crossover between teams in order for them to leave.
What?
So like the people that are taking over, there has to be some crossover in
Oh, like who's going up and who's going down?
up. Yes, to whatever the fuck they're doing up there.
Yeah, what are they doing?
I have read about this, but I can't recall at this current moment in time. But something to do with the periodic table. There was atoms involved.
Got it. Really
Helium.
important research.
I'm not sure, but
Like, what are you doing
it
that
has
you
to
can't
be
do on
important.
Earth?
It has to be important.
guess.
I don't know. Again, we involve the periodic table somehow. But there has to be a crossover in like teams. They can't just like let you go. I don't understand why. Like there's a whole thing about it. But I just like I think I would be like, listen, I don't think you guys are hearing me. Like, you gotta send the team today.
Yeah, like send up a new rocket ship. We'll take that one and they can live on ours.
Go.
Yeah.
I have to go. Like, there's just no way. One of my favorite movies of all time is Armageddon. Have you ever seen that movie?
Long time ago. I
Oh my
haven't
God,
seen
I've
it again. I probably
10,000
should see it
fucking
again.
times. I love
See,
Bruce
okay.
Willis. It makes me so upset that he has dementia.
Oh my
Like, I
God.
can't even think about it.
I just saw the
His wife.
photos of him and even Demi Moore and Tallulah, his
Yes,
daughter,
yeah.
and I was just like, it's so sad.
It's so sad.
That's how my grandma died, actually, dementia.
Oh my God, it's so fucking sad. Like, I can't even. It makes me so sad. But, anyways, I fucking love that movie. But even still, I'm like, I can't. No, I don't think I could do
I
it.
never once grew up and was like, I want to be an astronaut. No.
I mean, I think I'm like fascinated by black holes and shit. Like, I love reading about it and like watching a documentary.
How vast the universe is, or even like the Americas, or like, do you ever watch Planet Earth?
Yeah.
Like those are so cool because there is so much, like the deep dark ocean, or like all the wilderness and things that like have not been explored yet are very, very cool because there is so much unknown. The universe is so unknown, but I'm not flying up there to go find it. Other people can do that if they want to.
Would you rather go to space or go deep down in the ocean?
I think space.
100%.
The deep ocean is
At least
scary.
you can breathe up in space.
Yeah, I don't know. The ocean is like, and it's like really deep, and I like people have been up there. Remember the Titanic thing that like exploded?
Yes.
Like,
a couple. Yes.
Yeah, like that's, I don't know. I mean, shit can happen anywhere. Let's be real, but like, I don't know. The dark ocean. Like, have you ever seen the one where like it's dark and then the fish like turns on its light?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Also, I would have never, if I signed up for that deep ocean dive and I got there day of and they were like, we control this metal tank with an Xbox controller, I'd be like, I'll fucking see you guys another time. You guys can send me a detailed report of how it went, but I'm not going.
You get to a point where you're like,
I have so much fucking money, I don't even know what to do with myself.
yeah, that you're just like,
Send it to me. Send it if you were thinking
Venmo
if you were
us.
thinking about using your hard-earned dollars or your just earned dollars, your capital to deep dive into the ocean, send it to me
Or like,
instead.
donate
I will
to
put
charity.
it to better work.
Like, fuck, I don't know. I don't have that kind of money to be like, yeah, let's fuck around with that. But like, I'm not going down. I'm not being the first one.
No,
like, you
and
know
I'm
the
not
people that
letting
went
that
up
thing-
to space and came down? I'm not being the first one to do that either.
No, there's got to be several trials that go before me, but I'm also not getting in a metal tube and going underwater for that thing to explode and then me not still be able to breathe, even if I wanted to. Like
You're dead.
yeah, but still, the idea, I just can't. No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not. Like, send a camera and I'll watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
pretty
don't know.
crazy.
No, it's not.
I'm not an early adopter of that.
She's no pioneer.
You guys get all the kinks worked out and let me know later.
Yeah, because I can't be involved. I'm not
Okay.
going to fucking space.
Can we get to what did someone want us to talk about? Etiquette at gyms
spa.
and
I know. Now that we've covered all of pop culture for
Yeah.
the 2025
we
year
did
thus
get
far.
an ask for someone to talk about like spa sauna,
etiquette.
gym etiquette.
Yeah, like
So we're gonna expand
pet peeves, that kind of stuff.
All right, should we start with saunas? Like
I
at a
think
gym.
sauna and gym etiquette or gym locker room etiquette is all. So to me, like this woman is like, are you walking around nudie? Is that okay? What's not okay? You know, like those kind of things.
Yeah. I mean, I think the person who's walking around nude is very comfortable in their skin and they're like, yeah, whatever. The person who is uncomfortable with it, like, I do think so when I worked in New York, there was a transgender female that was using the female locker room, of course. And it became very difficult for us because we would get a lot of complaints that she didn't have surgery or anything. Like,
Yep.
And so she still did have a penis. And she would walk around naked and go around and it would make other people uncomfortable. And for us, it's you're battling. As a
Yeah.
management team, you're battling with like, okay, she identifies as a female. Of course she should be in the female locker room.
Yeah.
But you're making others uncomfortable, and we have to address those concerns as well. So we had to have a really hard conversation with her and say, could you please just wear a towel around your waist?
Yeah.
And she was very much like, sure, yes. Like, I didn't realize I was making people uncomfortable. Like, of course. It was a nicer conversation than it could have been. It could have went the wrong way.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do see the uncomfortableness that it makes others because it's like a very vulnerable thing to be naked, you know? So it makes
Yeah.
others uncomfortable. I do think that, like, just wear a towel. Like, how hard is it to go into the sauna and wear a towel? And then I think, like, when you're in the sauna, maybe you do want to be naked. I don't know. It's really nice to be naked in the sauna,
Yeah.
you know? But it's also you're sharing space with others.
With other people. I know. I will tell you, there is something about an 85-year-old set of boobies, you know? And, like, I've seen a lot of, like, I come from critical care.
But they don't give a shit.
And an 85-year-old set of boobies in a hospital bed on a ventilator is a different set of boobies than an 85-year-old set of boobies out in the wild.
Yeah.
And it's not that it bothers me. It is just a bit shocking.
Oh, no. But
You know?
even I think it to that sense as well, like any naked person is a shock.
Because I think you're like, I looked, but I wasn't looking like that. And now I feel like I'm being awkward. And I'm really trying not to look. But now I feel like I'm making them seem like I'm trying not to look.
It's not like you could be like, how you doing? You know, you're like, all I want to do. It's like the natural concern to like stare at someone's boobs.
I've had some old woman in the Midtown locker room like stop to have a conversation with me, just like boobies and vagina all out, and I'm just like, I'm not upset with you, but I don't know where to look.
Right, 100%. So I think my comment at my like etiquette is like I'll wear a towel. I'll even be in a towel in the sauna. What I think is when you're in the cold plunge, please, since it's a communal cold plunge, wear underwear.
Cover your vagina.
Like, I don't even care about your boobs, just your vagina juices. Like, cover that shit. I know it probably spreads, but, like, just mentally, I'd like to see your vagina covered up in the cold plunge.
Yeah.
That's something that I think. I think whatever, like, I do think that you shoulds, whatever. It'd be preferable if you covered up in the sauna just so we could have a conversation and talk and not feel whatever. But I don't think you have to be ashamed and like, you know how people change with like a towel around and then
Yeah,
like,
no,
whatever?
if you're getting changed, like, I don't think you have to hide, unless you're uncomfortable and
Yes,
it's like,
exactly.
that's for your own demise. But like, I don't
Yeah.
I don't think. Okay, but what about you think that this is an opinion that I have. Chatting in the sauna. This is a shared wellness space of zen.
I think like be spatially and mentally aware of your surroundings.
Like I get bothered when I'm trying to sit in the sauna and like you can only use your headphones for so long because then eventually they're like it's too hot and they stop playing. Sometimes I'm like I don't want to listen to you and your Jan's conversation about
I
anything.
think know your surroundings. Like look at who's there because I've been in the sauna before and I'm like she's got headphones on, she's got headphones on, she's got headphones on, and we whisper. You know, like we're catching up and we're whispering and we're like whatever, and no one seems bothered. If you look and someone seems bothered, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Do you think that people should always shower before they enter the sauna space? Because there's a thing at Midtown, not even for me to shout out Midtown, but it's just like the most recent gym that I've gone to that has a sauna. There's a thing outside the sauna that's like, please shower before entering.
No, that's like really inconvenient for me.
It really is, but I think they're, yeah, I know, but they're like clean off your
put a towel down.
Weird juices and then.
First of all, you're sitting and sweating in the sauna.
I know.
So I'm just going to get more juices that are still dirty off. No, I don't agree with that. I think shower after. Here I am after teaching and taking a class and sitting in my filth.
Yeah,
that's
we all
okay.
do it. That's okay.
But no,
You disagree.
I don't think you need to shower before the sauna.
I don't think so either. But then I always felt like I was getting in the sauna and I was like, these people know.
I think just put a towel down.
That I haven't showered.
But that also goes to say, if you're fucking naked and your vagina is out, put a towel down so you're not sitting on a dirty thing.
How do you, when you shower at the gym, do you wear a flip-flop?
I never shower at the gym. But also, yes and no. I want to wear a flip-flop because mentally I'm like, ew, but I forget.
No, I can't participate unless there is a shoe on this foot.
I forget a lot.
Mildew.
Mildew. People pee in the showers. Rude, but it's natural and people do it. But
pee in your own shower.
Yeah.
Don't pee in a public shower.
Not in the public shower. It's
don't pee in the public shower.
That's mentally where I'm I also live so close to Lifetime that one half doesn't the other unless I'm going somewhere. But I would prefer flip-flops in a public shower.
Okay. What do you think about, let's say you go to the gym, you've showered, and now you're getting ready and you're taking up the whole fucking counter.
No, that's fucking rude.
It's fucking rude.
There is spots for people. You take your spot. Yeah, that's rude.
Also, how much time do you think you should be allotted at that beauty counter? Because some of these people.
No, I think, this is two things. One, be bold enough to be like, hey, can I get in here, please?
Yeah.
You don't have to be rude about it and be an asshole, but just hey, can I get in? Ask.
Yeah.
Because that person is so unaware that they're making a huge mess and taking up space and there for hours on end. And that also, at a bigger gym, you've got more space, more supplies, whatever. At a smaller gym, it's know where you're at and don't be that asshole. Mm-hmm. I think more than the person who's watching, the person who's there, don't be that asshole.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
But also that goes to say, as classes, so Lifetime is still on this, people are still in their fitness realm. I've got a 20-person wait list, whatever. People are on their game still.
I thought for a second that, I had, a couple of, slower Tuesdays with, 12 people versus, it being packed. Yeah. And I was like, people have fallen off. But they've picked right back up. They picked right back up.
And here's my thing. I'm very much I'm respecting my time and I'm respecting your time, so I'm starting class on time.
Yeah.
If at 30, let's say my class starts at 30, if at the 30 there are 3 people on the wait list and 3 spots open, I'm letting them in. It's 30.
Yeah.
If you come in at 32 and your spot's gone and you can't get into class, I don't want to hear that I'm only 2 minutes late.
No, I have a big...
You're late and you don't get a spot.
Big, really hard time. I get shit happens 100%. And I myself have rushed. But I have never been late and expected the same courtesy that I should get when I am 15 minutes early.
Yes.
Especially if it is your first time to that place.
Oh my God.
You need to allocate the time that it's going to, you might not know where it is. It might not be easy to find. There might be traffic. You've never been there before. You need to.
There's a reason studios have, if it's your first time, please arrive 10 minutes early.
Uh-huh.
Please arrive early. They don't say please arrive on time. They say please arrive early because you have to acclimate yourself with the space that you've never been in.
Mm-hmm. This just happened to me. I sent you the thing, but
yeah.
I had on Tuesday, and we do wait. I will wait to start. And I kind of hate that because the people that were there on time are like, 6
Let's
o'clock,
go.
let's fucking get going.
And they want to be out at 45 or whatever
because
time.
especially during a weeknight, like, you're like, if you're me, you're like, I have to get home and get to bed in 22 minutes. Like, I can't be fucking dicking around all night long. So I had these 2 new girls. They were ClassPass, brand new to the studio, whatever. It's 6 o'clock. Time for class to start. The front desk, usually I check in with the front desk before I start class because I'm like, is everybody here? Are we good? Like, whatever. And the front desk was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I need your opinion. She's like, these 2 girls, they're new. They're class passers. They're not here. Like, how long and I'm like, our policy is like 5 minutes. Like, if it's 6:05 and you're not in the door, if it's 6:05, you're not on the bike. Sorry.
Fucking sucks.
So sorry.
Also, why do you want to be there that late?
Right. Like, now you're shaving off 5 minutes of your own workout. So anyways, I said, and our front desk, so the way that it works where I work is like the door is, you have to be buzzed in. It's because we're not the only business in this building. Plus, like, people were getting jumped outside of the building in the morning. So, like, it's locked. Most Chicago businesses are locked. So you have to be buzzed in. And so it was like 6:05. I told the front desk girl, I said, if they're not here, I'm going to start. Hang out here for another minute. If they don't come by the 5-minute mark, you come into class. Because our front desk will take class a lot if that's like their trade-off for working the front desk. So she comes in, like, whatever. We teach the class. I leave the next day, which I don't check my ClassPass reviews often, but I just happened to be, I was just like, let me see.
ClassPass reviews.
I'm like,
when you get a good one, you're like, yes.
I'm like, let me just see, like, what ClassPass has to say. And I had like 3 new ones, which thank God for this last girl that commented and gave me a positive review. But then these 2 girls that were late both left me a 1-star review, which has nothing to do with me, which I don't even care, but it's just like the principle. And they both wrote these paragraphs about how they were so appalled that, like, they should, first of all, one of them started with not to leave a bad review and then left a 22-line bad review.
With a 1 star, which is not even like, it's like you're not even rating the studio. You are rating blah, blah class with Taylor.
Yes.
Like, fuck you.
So she writes like 1 star and she's like, not to leave a bad review, but like, we aren't from this area. We got lost. We showed up. We couldn't get in.
Call.
What else did she say? We have photos and videos of us like trying to enter and nobody answering the phone. Why say dial 107 if you guys aren't going to answer the phone? Like, super disappointed. Hope we don't get charged for this. I'm sure it's like a great studio, but like, what the fuck? Like, this whole thing. And then her friend tore it up even more and was basically like, it was 6:05 o'clock, which was like a weird thing to say. She's like, it was 6:05 o'clock and like I couldn't even get in and like I need my damn workout and this is so unprofessional, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, first of all, it's one thing, you shouldn't be late to anybody's class. And if you are late, like, what comes with the consequences that come with that or what come with that. But like, it's dark as fuck in that cycle room. If you've never been there before and you open that door and it's pitch black in that room, you don't know where you're headed. You don't know how to set up the bike. It's a safety thing, number one.
I think in any class, don't come late. Any class that you're new to that you've never done, every studio, every instructor, they could be like, well, I've done a million cycling classes. Okay, that's awesome. That's great. You've never been to the studio and you've never done my class.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest PSA is if you're new, come early. And if you are not new, come on time. Like, it's a respect thing, too. Mm-hmm. Like, you are choosing to disrespect someone else's time and other people in the room. Because you coming in late is now also disrupting, like, the whole entire, like, feng shui of the room, essentially.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is weird for, like, the door, especially in a pitch dark room, for the door to open, the light, and all the things. But I'm like, I was just like, and there's not a single fucking studio, I don't care who it is, corporate, not, like, whatever, that if you emailed or contacted these people and was like, I'm so sorry, I was late, I didn't get a chance to come in, would you mind waiving my fee? Also,
or
could I come back?
Class pack,
or like whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
No one is going to be like, fuck you, have a good day.
Listen, at Core Power, it was like, you're done checking people in. I don't care who's missing. Like, we were front desk and we were instructors. Yeah. And you'd lock the door and that's it.
Yeah.
Door's locked. I'm not looking outside and being like, is anybody else here? Like, whatever.
No.
The door's locked. You can't come in. And that's like maybe a minute, 2 minutes. And I get it. Things do happen. So yes, please reach out to the studio, let them know, whatever. But like, you can't expect like the world to just like form because like, or change or delay, whatever, because like you're not on time.
Yeah, and it's just then to like slander the business because of it. I'm like, you can't. The audacity of you to be late and then you to say we weren't fair to like.
But that's the same thing
as
like when we were talking at the beginning about like TikTok comments, ClassPass reviews. People are ruthless.
Oh yeah.
Where
people
they're
are
like
blowing
this
it up.
and this and this and this and da 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 whatever, and you're just like, the fuck? You're like, you're mad about what?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on in your day that you need to take this out on me?
ClassPass.
But because we don't see who it is, it just says like class review of Jordan's class, of Taylor's class, whatever, and you just start to see it, and it's like sometimes I like look at it and I'm like, okay, like that is good feedback for me. Like, okay, I can take that and I can grow with that. But lately in my classes, I've been like, feedback is how I grow. So please don't be shy to tell me what feedback you want to give to me, because I'm open to it. Like, tell me, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. I'm here for you. Like, let me know. But people are so weird about giving feedback face to face that they'd rather just like rip you a new one online.
I know, but again, like you can't be pissed at me for your own mistake.
100%.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, get your ass where it needs to be.
Get your ass to class on time.
Get your ass to the gym appropriately. Etiquette, period. These fucking people.
Yeah, I know.
It's too much for me.
It's pretty crazy. At the gym, too, I feel like the etiquette of, like, you're on a machine so long, and then, like, wipe down your machine after you use it.
No, wipe down. Just anything. It's
I'm,
like fucking
very
cootie
keen
season.
on it to be like, okay, I'm going to wipe down the seat. Like, anything that I touch, I wipe it down. Obviously, it's not, like, the deepest clean, but whatever, I'm wiping it down. When I see someone get up and they don't wipe it down, I'm like, you're disgusting.
I read
Your sweat marks are staying there.
I actually read a thing that said that free weights actually carry more germs than like most toilet seats.
Totally. You're like, do you know how many people are like,
It's so fucking
and then like
disgusting.
touch a weight and you're like, ugh.
I come home from the gym, I have to wash my hands twice before I even think about washing my face.
Immediately wash. Every time I like, I come home, if I'm like making dinner or whatever, I'm like, nope, I have to wash my hands first.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not touching things around my house. I am washing my hands and then I can go do things.
It's crazy that it took like kind of COVID for that to like kick our ass into the realm of like
cleaning shit.
I mean, even in the hospital, like we used to joke around about all the time. We're like, I can't believe we didn't wear a mask to do this task before. Like, it's actually fucking gross that we didn't.
Yeah.
But like, we needed a global pandemic to be like, maybe you should wash your hands and cover your mouth.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
gross.
5 years. We've only been doing this for 5 years.
Can you believe it was that long ago?
No. It kind of seems like yesterday, but also seems like forever ago.
I mean, I still can't even believe like that was a reality.
Like, literally at this point, we were like, okay, 2 weeks. Like, we get off of work and like get to just like sit and like hang out.
I know.
Yeah.
And we didn't. Crazy times.
It's pretty insane.
Yeah. Gross cooties.
Wow.
Anyways. Anything else you got? You want to chat about?
Let's see. I'm going to New York tomorrow, and I'm very excited. My best friend can't come to my bachelorette, so we're going to do a couples massage and a bathhouse, which I'm really excited for. And then I'm going to go to Soto Method.
Oh, you'll have to tell me which bathhouse it is, because I know a guy.
I will.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I actually don't know. She sent it to me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go try Soto Method, maybe housework, like some girls who have opened up studios. That's it.
Just happy to work out.
Yeah, I'm excited
in a different space.
I'm just excited to like go see these, because like I want to open up a studio, so I feel like I'd like to go see, not so much about me, but just to see like their vibes of their studio and what they're doing and whatever. But I'm like excited for that, and then that's really it. Then I got to go take care of my mom's dogs.
Exciting.
It's real fun for me. Like, I mean, I am wild and
Why
free.
was she going?
Vegas. So it's my nephew's spring breaks, all three of them. Mm-hmm. So they're all going to Vegas. Mm-hmm. And my sister and brother-in-law are going to go see like Grateful Dead, whatever, at the Sphere. So she's going to take care of my nephew.
Dead and Company.
Dead and
That's
Co.
what it is. Yeah.
And she's going to go see them, or she's going to take care of my nephew while they're there. So yeah. So she's like, you can watch my dogs. I was like, can't wait. Great. So 5 dogs. Darius and I will have 5 dogs.
Perfect.
I know.
Are you staying out in the burbs, or are you taking the
Burbs.
Okay, yeah.
No way. That'd be way too much. Need like a house for them to run. Because I'm watching my sister's dog too. Mm-hmm. I'm such a good human. Just like you were.
Really, I was, yes.
You are, but you know what I'm talking about.
Above and beyond, if you will. Yes. Should we talk about our event?
Yes.
We're having an event in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I can't believe it's already in 2 weeks.
I know. I feel like we talked about this forever ago. April 5th.
Yes, 1:30.
We the People.
Yep.
HIIT class taught by Taylor. Yoga class taught by me. 50-50. And it's like a 90-minute event. So we'll work out. We'll hang out. we'll have not all, but some of the people who have been on the podcast will be there too. New Dude Food confirmed. They'll bring some sourdough pizza, so that'll be awesome because it's delicious. And we'll have some other activations from other brands and girl talk.
Yeah.
Boy
just
talk.
Come hang out.
They
honestly.
talk. Anything talk. Like, just come hang out. Bring your friends and make a Saturday of it.
Yeah. Get a good sweat in and then have a good time.
Yeah, that's basically what it is like good vibes.
Yeah.
Just
and
like
just
come
for
for the
us
vibes
to like
and
hang with people.
Yeah. So yeah. It's $35 on
Yep.
Sweat Pals, also in our link in bio. But yeah, DM us if you want more info. But that's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah. Coming quick.
I know.
I'm excited.
And tickets will probably sell out, so get them soon.
Please and thanks.
Well,
All right. Well,
happy day.
use well.
And we'll leave everyone with our favorite famous saying, everything's fine.
Ciao.
Bye. Bye.